They're doing a good job in making me almost feeling bad for SeongHyeon. I know he just came. I know we all want HyeJin and DuSik to be together. They are. They will. But man, whenever there's a third character in a romance, you just can't help but start to feel bad for them. And also, NamSook. Everything makes sense now. Back in episode 2, that's why she was in a kid's room. So first, let's start with the beginning of the episode. We are reminded that SeongHyeon as DuSik is HyeJin seeing anyone. We know that DuSik says, I don't think she is, so we know the love triangle is started. Then we see Namsoo gossiping again, spreading these rumors about the love triangle, saying that HyeJin slept with DuSik and then she's hooking up with SeongHyeon. Mison, she overhears Namsook just gossiping away, and she tells Namsook Hijin is not that type of person. And then later on, she does tell Hijin that Namsook is saying that you're two timing and whatever. And for Hijin, I gotta give her respect because as much as Namsook loves to gossip, Hijin says that everything she's doing doesn't really bother her. Well, for now, it doesn't. Now for HwaJeong's love situation here. So first, Jungkook, he's planning to tell Choi about how he feels, but HwaJeong says, no, you can't do that. She's off limits. And then later, we see HwaJeong telling Choi that even though Choi does want all three of them to be friends again, like the old times, but considering the situation now, they can't be friends. HwaJeong says that we can't be friends the way you want because, well, first, her and Jungkook are divorced. They have a kid together. And HwaJeong's life is not as perfect as she wants it to be. And then after hearing what HwaJeong had to say, Choi went to a restaurant, or I guess a bar, drank alone. She was walking alone at night, a little bit drunk and tipsy. And we see this mystery man escorting her wherever, but we do know that she was about to be abducted. But thankfully, HwaJeong came in, shouted, stopped him, and he just ran off. And then we see the mystery man again heading home. He's pissed off because I guess he didn't get Joey. And we see on the floor a few bottles of soju, but also women's clothing. Is, is that Choi's clothes? Now let's get to Namsook's situation in this episode. So first, Hijin was trying to figure out what Namsook was doing because she was giving this large amount of money to some guy, which we obviously know that she doesn't know. And later we do know it's a scammer. The guy, he gets irritated a bit because he's not having the money in his hands, so he grabs the money from Namsook, runs off. Hijin chases after him. Then after that, DuSik and SeongHyeon chases after him. Eventually, he does get caught and gets arrested. Not gonna lie, in my opinion, well, coming from a viewer's point of view, I do think Namsook should have been more careful. And man, I really don't want to use the word karma because yeah, Namsu does gossip a lot about Hijin, calling her a two-timer. She even criticized Hijin's profession at one point in this episode. So I guess in a way it does look like karma, but I don't want to use the word karma. She gossips and whatnot, and now she almost got scammed. Again, I don't want to use the word karma. Later on, Hijin does have a talk with HwaJeong, and it's revealed that Namsook used to have a daughter named Adam. And it makes sense now because remember in episode 2 where everyone was regretting, HwaJeong with the divorce papers, we see Dushik with a suit jacket, but also we saw Namsook in a kid's room. It makes total sense now. She used to have a daughter. After watching Namsook's past, now I really, really feel bad for her. At first, she was the type of character who, runs her mouth a lot, and I kind of saw her just a little bit annoying, just a little bit. But now, just seeing her past, it's starting to make more sense, and yeah, I feel really bad for her. Next, let's get to part one of the love triangle in this episode. So first, Dushi, Hijin, and Songhyun went to the restaurant. Songhyun put out a chair next to him to allow Hijin to sit next to him, but she instead automatically sat next to Dushi, which I thought it was kind of funny and cute. And again, it makes me feel bad for Songhyun. And then later, we do get a flashback to when HyeJin and SeongHyeon first met in college. They were college friends. And the one thing really caught my attention. When SeongHyeon was giving her food because the only food she has was the sausage, it makes sense from the previous episode on why there were, I think, a bunch of red sausages, and two of them were the, I guess, the pale looking ones. It makes total sense now. Like those small little details, yeah. And then what came after that, which was pretty hilarious, was when out of jealousy because of HyeJin's and Songhyun's history, back in college, DuSik does spill water on Songhyun. And then we get to part two of the love triangle. So first, DuSik is on patrol. He was trying to give HyeJin something, but HyeJin was not at home. Then as he was about to stuff what was in the bag into her mailbox, he sees HyeJin with Songhyun under the umbrella. It was also raining, and he tried to play it off like he was in a rush, and he just instantly gave her the bag and just walked off. Later, HyeJin does look at the stuff that she got from Songhyun and DuSik. From Songhyun, she got basically stuff to protect herself because everyone in town found out what happened to Choi. She got an alarm, a baton, what I think is alpaca, I guess. But anyway, for DuSik, it was called a candle panics. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that word right, but it's basically medicine. And she tried to call him, but he's not picking up. And we hear Dushi coughing a lot, almost like he's throwing up in the bathroom. We do find out later that Dushi is sick. HyeJin comes by to check up on him and basically treat him. And what was funny after that was she did cook him rice porridge, and Dushi just said, "Wow, this is bad." Well, it's not his words exactly, but that's basically what he meant. He was just surprised that it is worse than what he thought it was. I want to talk real quick about Songhyun helping out with the locals. I'm not going to talk much, but it does make me think that maybe Songhyun is trying to be the next chief of Gongjin. That may not be his intention. I'm pretty sure it's not. I mean, why would it be? It doesn't make sense story-wise. But just looking how Dushik is just being annoyed, hearing his name being spoken by the locals, and he's helping out a lot. Yeah, I mean, can't really blame me for thinking that he could go after the chief position. And then we get to the end of the episode. We see HyeJin walking at home outside at night, and she's getting these creepy vibes while walking because she feels like someone is following her. And someone is, because when she dropped her phone, she turned around and saw a shadow around the corner. And once she saw that, she started running. And then she stopped once there was a big flashing light, and it was Dushik. She ran to him and hugged him. Then we get a quick little flashback to when Dushik was asleep. He was sick and she was there to treat him. She almost kissed him. And Dushik knew he wasn't really asleep. So my impression on this episode, it was a good episode. It was fun to see the love triangle, even though I'm not a fan of love triangles, but the way they did it, it was more friendly instead of toxic. For NamSook, it definitely made me feel really bad for her. At first, I was just a little annoyed by her because of her running her mouth, spreading these rumors which were not true. But knowing her past, yeah, definitely, I feel really bad for her. And I just love how it's not every episode consistently. It's more of spreading it out and really revealing uh, these locals' backstory, because they could have done it after episode 2, where episode 3 they showed HwaJeong's backstory, episode 4 showed this person, episode 5 this person, but they really spread it out. I kind of think later on in this drama, Songhyun might realize that there's no way he's gonna get with HyeJin. HyeJin likes Dushik, and he'll just give up. And plus, this is a healing drama, so nothing toxic is going to happen. This is not Nevertheless. So, yeah, everything's gonna be all good, and I'm pretty sure everyone is gonna get a good, happy ending. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my review and the episode. If there's anything I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. Other than that, if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.